Alright, welcome back to the Quarter Acre Homestead. This is build video number 4 on our new chicken coop. We followed the Carolina Coops design, which they are on YouTube. They build great coops. Check them out. They do say in a couple of their videos to copy them if you're not going to buy from them, so that's what we did. And we did a tour video about 3 months ago, and people really liked it and were interested in how we built it, so we're doing kind of a walkthrough of how we built it, and then we're also doing plans in SketchUp. And if you're interested in those plans with all the dimensions and kind of a step-by-step progression of how we built it, be sure to head over to Patreon, and that's going to be available to all our Patreons. And shout out to all our new Patreons and subscribers. Thanks for your support. We really appreciate it. For today's video, again, we're on build video number 4. We are talking about the egg hutch, which is, it's not big, but it is a little bit complicated. So we're going to go through that today. Alright, so for the egg hutch, there is one thing that I would change if I did this again, and that would be that this window would be a little higher. That way my trim wouldn't have to be notched out for the roof. Other than that, I like how the egg hutch turned out. I did try to put this higher in the SketchUp plans, so if you're following those, you should be good. So to start off this build, we would start with the end here. So actually, you go over there. So you would start by cutting out these end pieces. I have a lot of fruit trees growing like crazy right now. So the dimensions again are all in the plans, but you cut this straight piece. I don't remember the dimensions and I don't have a tape measure. 17-degree angles. Cut these side pieces. Cut this angled piece, and then lay these 4 on your piece of plywood. Make sure they're perfectly square, or just use a little framer square. Screw these together so you have a frame. And actually, before you screw those together, copy them. So use them as a pattern and do a second set, which would be the opposite side. So then lay those down, screw them all together, make sure they're square. And then you would want to join them together. So let's go back over here. You want to join them together with this cross piece down at the bottom and a cross piece up at the top. So I used some narrow wood here. This is not 2x4. This is more like 2x3, probably a 2x3. I got it on a discount at Home Depot. So the reason I used the narrow here is so that I'd have a bigger door. On the back, so on the back side, I did use 2x4s. Same idea though, just one on the top, one on the bottom. And that's your frame. So then I would start using plywood to make the siding. So I cut a piece for each end, primer and paint it, screw it on. For the bottom, you could also use plywood. I just used 2x4s because I was running out of plywood, so I just used 3 2x4s across the bottom. You could just put 2, one on each end, and then a piece of plywood. That would work really good. And then obviously the back side you don't need anything because that's where the chickens come in. And there's 3 holes cut in the coop siding to let them come in. So then I would frame up this door. So 2x2s for top and bottom and 2x4s here. Again, primer and paint, screw it together, put this piece of siding on, mount it with your hinges. Remember to use little shims here. And I think I left like a quarter inch or so space to make sure nothing rubbed when it hinges open. But use little shims to hold that up while you put your hinges on. Gate latch again. And I'll open this up. I do have a feed bag in here. Our chickens aren't laying yet, but I have a feed bag in there to catch if they have any droppings in there or anything. So I did put dividers in here. They're not really needed, but if you can see back in there, I have just a little piece of a 2x2 screwed down on either side so that I can slide that piece of plywood in. This piece of plywood will slide out if I ever need to take it out to clean or whatever. So it just sits in between those 2x2s. And then I have 2 chains screwed on here to keep the door from slamming all the way open. And then I just put some scrap pieces of roofing I had from the main coop and screwed those on. And that's it. That's the egg hutch. You know what? I did miss, as I was explaining it, I think I missed these 2 pieces. So these 2 pieces going vertically on the sides for your gate latch to screw onto. And also, you don't really need the door to be so wide. So make sure you get those pieces. Again, all the dimensions and specifics will be in that SketchUp plan. So that's it for our 4th build video. If you haven't seen the other 3, I'll link those below. Go check those out. And let's see, our next video will probably be our automatic chicken-powered chicken coop door, which we are really excited about. It doesn't use any electricity or power or solar or anything. It's just powered by the chickens to open and close their door, and it's predator proof, and it's pretty cool to look out your window about 8:30 at night and the door's shut. And when you get up in the morning at 7, the door's open and the chickens are out. So be sure to subscribe and follow along. Let us know if you have any questions about building the egg hutch. And that's it for today. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.